Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Melanin Minds, where we are uplifting Black women in the comic book and manga space. I am one of your lovely hosts, Tashi, and I have my friend
Ty. Hi.
TNT.
Unfortunately, we do not stream. We do not stream Angel or Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But I hope that because back in the day, TNT used to host Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
That is
Charmed,
true.
and Angel.
Angel and all that. It was
Mhm.
what else was that? Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, but I was a bit too young for that. That wasn't that my. Don't look at me like that, Tashi. We do this every time. We do this every time. I'm sorry.
You always have to bring up age.
I know. I was just saying. I was like, I just don't remember Dawson's Creek. Like, I know it
Buffy. Well, to be fair, I didn't really watch Dawson's Creek like that. It wasn't my show. It felt too. I don't know.
You know what? Dawson's Creek was in fact not it, but I did love One Tree Hill. I don't know why I liked One Tree Hill. Either. Oh goodness!
I stuck after Buffy and Angel went off. I stuck around for Dawson's Creek just to listen to the theme song because I liked the theme song. I don't wanna wait for our lives to be over. And then I changed the channel.
Valid. I will say One Tree Hill was, I like to stay in Black folk business, but if ever there was a moment to be in white folks business, One Tree Hill was that moment where I was all up in white people business. It was great. I loved it. It's so corny. It's so cheesy. It's great. It's great. One Tree Hill's great.
I never got there. I think it started and I was too busy, honestly, probably watching Toonami. I don't know.
Oh, Toonami.
I don't remember what time or what day One Tree Hill came on. I knew it existed. That's about it.
I couldn't even tell you, man. My memory, I don't even think my memory cuts back that. All I know is at the time, my mom allowed me to stay up late enough to watch Charmed and Angel and Buffy the Vampire Slayer because they would all play back to back. So that was the thing that she would let me do.
That late?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it because I don't want you to look at me like that and look at me with the eyes.
She's like, oh, that's why it was late for you. You were a baby.
I literally was like probably in the first grade. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was like my bedtime was at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. So it was pretty late for me. But
once I hit middle school, bedtime was, are you gonna get up in the morning? I don't care.
I had a bedtime even in middle school. My mom was actually pretty she was pretty strict about that. She was always like, you gotta go to bed.
It always shocks me how laid back my very Christian pastor parents were compared to a lot of people's parents.
Oh,
like even when the whole Pokemon and Harry Potter thing happened with a lot of people, it was like, that it's the devil. My parents were like, it's a book. It's a show.
It's a TV show.
We don't care.
What? Speaking of books and TV shows, there is a reason why we're here, and it's not to talk about old TV shows. Not today anyway. Oh no! What did I say? I mean, they're older now.
I remind myself in this moment that TV, like dogs, ages differently, and old TV is not the same as being an old person. So yes, we are not.
Yes, that's true. See, thank you.
I do not have that same distinction for music, though. I can't. But yes, we're not here to talk about older television shows. We're here to talk about a character that, if you know me, is very near and dear to my heart. Vixen. And I finally get to just have a whole show where we just get to complain. No, I'm joking, not complain, but where we get to just talk about Vixen for probably an hour. See how long this computer battery lasts.
I even brought snacks.
She's got snacks. I don't have snacks. I'll save my snacks and my tea and crumpets for later for on the Black Coffee, on the Black Comics Coffee culture. Blah blah blah. What is wrong with my mouth?
It's my fault. I put too much alliteration in it.
But you know, I love alliteration.
The Black Coffee
Black
Comics
Coffee and
podcast.
Comics show. I know I know what it is. I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
My mouth just didn't want to do it right. We'll save the tea for that later. So,
Mm-hmm.
when you finish watching this, if you haven't gotten to check that out, you can see both of our lovely faces over there, where we'll be talking about comic books, other comic books, not these
Mm-hmm.
comic books. But for here
And
right
there'll be a
now, we're going to
man
talk
there
about
too.
Vixen, these comic books.
Yep.
So
Yes.
I can just be on my soapbox and nobody can stop me.
No one can stop you. Not even me. I'm just here.
The only thing that can stop me is if the computer dies on me. And we're not going to let that happen. But there was some talk recently. I don't know if you heard, and I haven't seen
Mhm.
anything official, so please don't, take this with a grain of salt.
Okay.
That James Gunn has mentioned maybe possibly doing a Vixen movie, or at least having her in his new DCEU.
That's news to me. It actually is like I had no idea. To be fair, and flame me if you will. I don't follow DC. I don't follow to be fair, at this point, I don't follow
Doesn't it
Marvel or
follow
DC close.
anyone? Doesn't it
I
just
don't
kind of
follow
show up in
Marvel
our
or
feeds?
DC closely anymore. But if there is a specifically a movie cinematic franchise universe that I'm not following, it's not DC. I just I especially when James Gunn took over, I was just like, James Gunn was like, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this, and I'm like, all right, I believe in
I
you.
believe you.
I believe in you. But no, that's exciting. I will say, was James Gunn involved in the Blue Beetle movie that got released a couple years back?
I don't remember because I sadly still haven't seen it, and that's not intentionally either. It just we haven't been able to get to see it. What?
Mm,
That's a good question. I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure that was still part of the Snyderverse technically,
mm.
but I
Well,
I also cannot recall, and I think it's because I haven't seen it, and so in order to avoid spoilers, I haven't really looked into it too much.
valid, valid. What I will say is, if it is a part of the Snyderverse, it's the one it's probably the only other Snyderverse or DC film I wouldn't I don't even think it doesn't feel Snyderversey. So what I
Hmm.
will say, it's the only other DC film in the last 5 to 10 years that I have watched and I have genuinely been like, "Oh my god, this is a wonderful movie." So if I get anything like that with Vixen, I think that I will be extremely ecstatic because the way that Blue Beetle was handled, it was well done. It was very well done.
That's good to hear because I like Jaime and I like Blue Beetle. To be fair, I also like Ted and the other Blue Beetle as well. The name escapes me in the moment. But since I haven't seen it, I can't say whether or not I would like it to be handled that way. But given the feedback I've heard about it, I feel like I would like it to be handled that way. Um,
Hmm.
Vixen is a very, I mean, she's been written differently throughout the years because, of course,
Right.
she's only got her her initial solo run that technically never released. And so her first appearance ended up being in Justice League of America. Um, and then she's mostly in other stories. And then she has
Mhm.
the what was it, Return of the Lion 5-issue run from 2012. I cannot remember what year that was, which is a good run actually. It is a good run. I've read it and I enjoy it. And so she does have this casual, trying to get into her powers, learning to kind of deal with her trauma from when she was younger, and then when she, has her powers together, just being kind of calm, cool, and collected, sometimes a little goofy, da da da. My favorite portrayal of Vixen, honestly, and my introduction, of course, is Justice League Unlimited. And it's also my favorite look for Vixen, honestly.
Hmm.
Out of all her looks, anywhere, comics, shows, that is my definitive favorite Vixen look. Like the fit, the the style, the features, the even the hair. Even though I also do like the Return of the Lion run because her hair looked more natural.
Mm.
But the Justice League Unlimited version is definitely my favorite.
Okay. When it comes down to Vixen, I just feel like there's so much. I'll say this: Vixen is not a character I'm super close to, simply because I feel like of all the black characters that get pushed out during, like, it'll be during Black History Month, and they're just like, here are all the black characters. We don't really get a ton of Vixen.
Nope.
Um,
Even in those,
during Black History,
we still rarely see her.
yeah, we don't really get a lot of her. Even when they're like, oh, like badass comic book girls or comic book women, we don't get her in those. You just don't really get a lot of Vixen media, which is really interesting because like she's pretty and like I've when I talk to other people who talk about comics, especially from DC, she seems to be pretty popular amongst fan base. So I'm not too sure why that is. My my most like the best interaction that I've had with Vixen would be, yeah, probably the cartoons. She was in yeah, I think you mentioned, yeah, she was in Justice League Unlimited. So I remember her from the cartoons.
She was
I
also
remember
in Batman
the
Brave and the
outfit I
Bold.
remember most of hers is like this yellow jumpsuit with like she has like this red belt with teeth on it, and like her yellow jumpsuit with the big lapels. Like that's the most like iconic Vixen fit that I remember her in, with her like short Halle Berry cut.
With the Halle Berry cut.
I don't know why. I don't know why a woman from Africa has a short Halle Berry cut. I don't know why
Why
she
does
got
Storm have her hair? Like, hey, look.
why does she have a 60-inch bust down? Why does
Exactly.
Vixen have a 90s perm? I don't know why she has. I don't know why she has a short.
I will say this: in Vixen's, the first appearance, I can't remember what her hair looked like in that first appearance. It might be the same as the appearance that I'm about to mention, but her next appearance in JLA, she had that. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of it. That like orangish reddish, or like the front was out, but the back was in braids.
Yes, I do remember that.
That was always an interesting
very
style to me.
very uniquely 80s. It like you could very uniquely 80s.
80s rock.
Very much so. And maybe this is, I don't know if this is uniquely a Vixen thing, but I feel like sometimes when they're designing these black female characters, like, and here's the thing. So Vixen is from Africa. Like she's not like, oh, like I wouldn't say she's not like African American in the sense of like she was in Africa, then she moved to the States. So she's like a first generation immigrant, or like she's from Africa, but kind of like is westernized in that way. She is supposed to be someone who is like from the motherland, lives in the motherland. She's been there her whole life. Most of her understanding of the world is from someone who lives on the African continent.
Well, I will say she did still come to America as a kid, almost, or like more teen, like teenish, like preteen, teen kind of age after her parents died.
Oh, okay.
It's weird because it's kind of similar to Storm, but not.
because I know Storm has like the African American parent, the black parent with an African parent.
Yeah. Now both of Vixen's parents are African. Her family is from Zambezi, which is completely fictional, and her father was a priest, and her mother was also there. We never see her; she's dead by the time we start the story.
Oh no! Like, my question is that if you have a character who is from Africa, even if, let's say, guaranteed, I don't doubt you. I feel like you're like the encyclopedia on Vixen.
I get as close as I can.
If she came over as an African immigrant, why does it feel like so much of her, like, they just had an opportunity to make her costume so much more informed by her past and where she's from, only to give her this very like costumey, like, even for superheroes, it's a very costumey costume of like African, of African culture. Also, I'm just gonna say it doesn't make sense. She, her name being Vixen and her power set doesn't really go together for me. So she's Vixen. She's this, and when I think of Vixen, oh, she's sultry and she's sassy and she's this
Mm-hmm.
sassy lady, and maybe even cat like kind of comes to mind. But then when you look up her abilities, she has the speed of a cheetah, she has the charging force of a bull, she has the ferocity of a tiger, and she has all the strengths and abilities and attributes of the entirety of the animal kingdom. How did we
Mm-hmm.
come up with the name Vixen? How did that was that her? Was
Okay,
that gifted
so
to her?
the original way she got her name is stupid.
Okay.
Was it her uncle? I don't remember if it was her uncle or the man who killed her mother. But whichever one of them it was, she was fighting, and maybe it was somebody completely different she was fighting. I can't remember in this moment. And I just reread these comics because I got DC Unlimited. When she was fighting one of them, they called her a vixen. She said, they said, you vixen, and she just took that name. Now, to be fair, a vixen is also a name for, I think, a female fox.
Mm-hmm.
She's foxy and sassy, but I guess they did that and it was like, you Vixen, and she was like, I will be Vixen. And then from there they was like, well, we already called her Vixen now, so we can't change it, so we're just gonna stick with it. And that's how that happened. That's the origin of how she in universe came up with her name.
I'm just like, okay,
Or at least the original origin. Now in the up, the for Rebirth, everybody got their new origins or whatever. And so in Rebirth, she just decided to call herself Vixen.
Which makes me even more upset because I'm just like, even if, let's say, she had all of the abilities of the animal kingdom, why not give her a primary ability like the fox ability? Because, for her to have all the abilities of the animal kingdom kind of puts her into Beast Boy territory. But Beast Boy has at least his name. Can you not? I'm so sorry. I got distracted by the cat.
Oh, I was about to say, is it the cat?
Yeah, the cat just
yeah. He wanted
restart. My just completely girl, my brain can't focus. So you have Vixen, right? She has all the attributes of the animal kingdom. You're missing an she kind of is in Beast Boy territory where Beast Boy has all these, he can morph into whatever character, but at least his name is Beast Boy. So he's all different kind of beasts. If you're gonna call her Vixen, which you're right, it is a name for a fox, why not play into the fox? Play up the fox, and then it's just she has all of the abilities of the animal kingdom, but her favorite animal or for her favorite attribute she likes to lean into is her fox abilities. And then for her costuming, you could kind of give her we have Squirrel Girl. I just don't understand why Vixen can't be closer to a fox.
Not creative with Black characters. And that's all I have to say about that. No,
I'm still agitated. It's just I just don't understand.
I feel like the most they lean into the Vixen Foxy Lady thing is with her persona because she's a Foxy Lady, and I feel like that was where they initially. I feel like that's where they initially took the name from. I've never read anything about if anyone had anything to say about how they came up with the name, so I don't know on that. But I feel like they said, "Yeah, she's a Foxy Lady. She's a Vixen." Ooh, and then they was like, all right, how do we squeeze that into the comic to get that to be her name? We'll just have somebody else call her that, and then she'll adapt it, and then it'll be cool.
I mean,
because you got Beast Boy, Animal Man,
right,
Vixen, and there are more
characters
that can tap into the red besides those three, but they're the main three.
She's cute. She definitely is giving foxy. She's hot. I pulled up some of her images so I could kind of look at her. And apparently in what is this? Girl, don't get me lying. And JLA Vixen #1, January 2017. They do give, instead of her pixie cut bust down, they do give her some 4C textured hair. So that's nice to see.
Gotcha. Yeah, that one. They also did it. I want to say, if I remember properly, they did kind of did that in the Lion, in the Return of a Lion or whatever.
Mm.
I can't for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the run. Is she had it was more for it's more like 4A-ish, but still it was textured. Like
Oh,
instead of
how
the straight Halle Berry cut, it was like it was a curly version of that cut. And honestly,
Mhm.
even when she first showed up, she had this. It was kind of more textured and purple and long.
Mm.
And then she had that first outfit, and I don't know what was going on with that very first outfit they gave her. Luckily, the next time we saw her, it was different because that outfit was not hitting. It was interesting,
Yeah, you
definitely eye
know,
catching,
I
but
feel
it
like
wasn't hitting.
I feel like Vixen to me is somebody like I'm sure there is more to her, and of course you clearly love her as a character. I know there is more to her than just like her pretty face and her her snatched waist. But I will say I feel like I'm disappointed that they did not make Vixen more visually interesting as a character, like simply just because of her abilities. Like I'm thinking of just like all the other like kind of animalistic characters that exist in like comics.
Hmm.
Um I'm surprised they didn't give her like even like someone like Cheetah, right? Because Cheetah is actually just a cheetah,
Just cheap.
just a anthropomorphized cheetah. Shout out to the furry community. They had to have something, I guess. But like,
Mhm.
I'm
Nah, I'm
surprised
not a
that
furry,
now
but we
it's too
love
late.
y'all.
We love the furries. We love the furries. But like, they didn't give her any like tattoos or any like, or even like a really sharp like like fox eye or
Nope.
cat eye, or like give her black scaleras with like the like a light iris. Like she just
Mhm.
kind of looks like a sexy human with like
Yep.
a sexy she's a foxy lady with with powers. And
Yep.
I'm a little disappointed because I mean, at least some of the other feminine characters have like unique haircuts, or like a very distinctive, like they have like weird mechanical arm like Misty Knight, or like they have something very distinct about their hairstyle. Vixen is just kind of like Halle Berry. She just kind of like she just Halle Berry. She cute.
Halle Berry, Halle Berry.
She cute. I don't know. Like I would love to see, especially with this upcoming, if it's true that James Gunn's going to be taking the character and making it a movie. I would
Mhm.
love to see them kind of reinterpret her, give her some more characteristics that
Yeah.
can be interpreted into the comics.
Yeah. And I think even though my favorite look for her was Justice League Unlimited, she's definitely when she had the animated series, that the Vixen animated series
Mm.
and movie, that was definitely better. Did I watch the movie? I saw the animated series, the short animated web series. Did I watch I don't I saw some of the movie because it gives her more personality. Like
Mm.
the reason I love her, one, she has literally the potential to be one of the most powerful members of the Justice League. Starting
Mm.
there, her powers allow her to tap into so much using just the abilities from animals, like above the speed of a cheetah and being the strength of an elephant or a rhino or things like that. She's able to
Mm.
tap into like little things like the electronic spectrum using an eel type thing, able to
Okay.
heal using animals healing factors. I think it was a worm she used, like into the most basic animal etymology. She's able to use it for herself. And
Okay.
then when she has like the Anansi app, she's able to tap into human abilities, tap
Hmm.
into humans. So she was able to like borrow powers from Flash, Green Lantern. Superman. Now the drawback to that is it drains them when she takes their
Mm.
powers. So of course she doesn't want to do that. But still, that the possibilities are endless if it's something she could actually have under control and not drain them. I don't think they
Mm.
would ever allow that to be, because then she'd be way too powerful. Like even
Valid.
her first meeting with Superman, she was able to hit him
Hmm.
using a
So
dung beetle. Was it a dung beetle? An iron beetle, whatever that beetle is called.
so is it that she can tap into the etymology of specific species, like within like, so say there's like an alien species like the Martians, can she potentially tap into like Martian etymology or Martian DNA?
We haven't done Martians yet with her, but I know she could do all animals, and technically humans are animals, but then she can also do like mythological creatures,
Hmm.
like a
Okay.
dragon type. So like there's so much that could be done with her, and I love all of that about her. And so it frustrates me that she's not able to get into more stuff, have more solo runs, get more done with her, be able to show off all these powers. Like even the Vixen, so like that's what the Vixen series really took that and visited her as a character.
Okay.
So it was her, and she hadn't started using the totem yet. She didn't really know nothing about the totem yet, which is kind of how her backstory goes.
Uh-huh.
And so what did she do in that series? I don't remember. The series, she attacks the dude while she's at fashion school and ends up going to jail.
Okay.
Her adopted father bails her out. Then she gets attacked because someone's after her for her totem, and that's when the totem powers activate. And she's like, "Whoa!" Well, the totem powers activate when her and her adopted father are about to get mugged.
Mm.
She saves them while he's knocked out, but
Okay.
someone is also after the totem, and then you find out it's her sister. And so
That's
that was
cool.
a really interesting twist because she's never had a sister before.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it gave more depth to her as a character, and it was nice on top of her powers are insane. We need to be utilizing her more.
Mm.
And so
So in the grand scheme of like all of the characters that are currently available right now, because I could be wrong. It's been at least 6 months since I've tapped into DC. So so um I know that DC is currently, maybe they're still in, or they were at the time working on their absolute series with all the absolute characters. And then on the side I know that they were working on a Batman storyline, a
mhm.
Constantine storyline, and a Zatanna storyline.
Yeah.
Do you
Are you
see?
talking about for absolute or just outside of the
No,
absolute?
just outside of
Okay,
Absolute. These are some of the storylines that were currently like in the comic book, and at LCS is on Wednesday.
gotcha.
So for Vixen, do you think that there's a pathway for her to be in like her own storyline outside of like Absolute, or do you see a pathway for her in the Absolute universe? Because in the Absolute universe, everything's kind of like topped up. All the characters are very different
Very.
from their. I forget what planet universe everyone's in. I'm not even going to say it. I was going to be like 6-1, but I was like, no,
That's
that's
Marvel.
Marvel. That's Marvel. I don't know.
Just
Planet
say main universe.
main universe. Sorry, y'all. Like I said,
That's always the easiest way to do it. You don't ever have to remember that. Just the main universe. You know what the main
main.
universe is, and if you don't know, then you get it.
The main universe. Do you see a pathway for her in like main universe, or would you be interested in seeing something from Vixen in like Absolute?
First off, let me say the absolute universe is absolute fire.
Mm-hmm.
I need to read that
Mm-hmm.
Green Lantern run because that cover had me like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh. But the Wonder Woman run and the Superman run,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god! I haven't
Don't sleep
gotten
on Batman.
I haven't
I'm not
gotten
even a
Batman
Batman
yet, but I've
fan.
heard good things.
I don't even like Batman. Fight me.
I
I
mean,
really do.
you know,
I'm not a Batman fan by any means,
but
but
this is a Batman that doesn't have the juiced up, amped up OP bullcrap of our main Batman, and that just always makes it better.
he's so good. I love how beefy he is. He's a beefcake. I love how I love how like also I like kind of like this humble like this humble beginnings of this version of Batman. So like I feel like Vixen in like an absolute terms, like in an absolute universe where everything's gonna turn on its head instead of maybe her coming from this place of like her parents passing away, her parents kind of being these humble religious folks, and then her moving to the states. I feel like that would might be cool of her like kind of coming from
Still
like
cool.
a storm-esque background of like her having like instead of just it being the totem, like she's a part of this long lineage
Well,
of
so it gives Black Panther, not gonna lie. The totem has been passed down through generations,
oh okay,
starting
I did
with
not know that.
10-2 when it was granted to him by Anansi. And she doesn't need the totem.
Okay.
It only helps her keep her powers in check and so she doesn't go out of control.
Hmm.
So I imagine in an absolute universe where like her parents are still alive, her mother wasn't killed by the poacher, her father wasn't killed by his brother, and like
Mm-hmm.
they stayed. It'd almost be like this Black Panther thing where it gets passed down and now she's the protector of her village kind of thing,
Right.
which could still be really interesting.
I think that's definitely where my mind or like even just like in I think a Black Panther way would be cool. I feel like also like some kind of like pantheon version would be interesting as well. Like I mean in an absolute universe everything is just kind of like
It
just
is
different.
what it
It
is.
is what it is. So I thought that that would be cool, but in your opinion, where else do you see like or like how else would you see Vixen being run like if she got a new uh comic book run?
So I'm doing a fan fiction,
Okay.
or rather a fan comic right now. This one's going to be kind of more modern day issues. I'm gonna say it like that.
Okay.
But I mean, Mari is a fashion model, a fashion mogul, a fashion designer, an animal rights activist. Like, we gotta tap more into that.
Okay.
She's like that perfect character where you know how characters we really see a lot more of their daily lives than them like in fights. It's like we
Hmm.
get their daily lives more so, and then it's like, oh snap, you know, like how Spider-Man used to be, where it's like we would get a lot of the Spider-Man at school trying to struggle, except she doesn't have to struggle because she got money.
Period.
And so that kind of thing, she would definitely be an interesting one for that. And then it's like she dons the Vixen persona because it has never to me seemed like she has a secret identity.
Okay.
Even in Rebirth, when she goes and she dons the Vixen persona, like she doesn't wear a mask, she saves this little girl's mom, she brings the girl's mom back to her in plain clothes as Marie McCabe, and then she
Hmm.
goes back on the talk show she was on at the beginning of the book and is like, yeah, I have a new mission now and you can call me Vixen.
Hmm.
Okay, Tony Stark. Like,
Hmm.
so like she doesn't seem like she's ever really had a secret identity. So that's like the perfect mashup of, hey, here's everything she does. She is Marie and she is Vixen. And those two lives intertwine. What are the consequences of that? What happens because of that? How does she maintain all of that? Like we only when she does get solo runs like the Lion Run, we only get this like, okay, she's been with the Justice League and they all been cool, and now she finds out that the guy who killed her mom is actually still alive even though she thought they took care of him. So now she goes back to Zambezi to take care of him, so now she's not even in America, so we're not really dealing with the home problems or the home things that she has going on, with like
Right.
few uh, differences, like when she lost control of her powers and joined the Suicide Squad.
Hmm.
She was dating Bronze Tiger, and then they broke up because he was having issues, and he refused to get them under control. Like, but like, where is her life?
Right.
She is definitely one of those ones where we could literally see her life going on. Like that would be an interesting run. And most DC characters, most superhero characters, honestly, don't do that anymore.
Yeah. I
Like
would
we
also
see
agree.
superheroing.
Yeah, I would also agree. A lot of the superhero characters have been we've been dealing a lot of with their omega level threats
Mm.
or their outer, these universal kind of things, these huge universal threats. Um
Yes, where
we,
DC has event after event after
mm,
event after
mm.
event. I swear it's been one after another back to back for like the last 4 years. I can't take anymore.
I mean, I guess from a if you consume comics as your primary source of entertainment, it is interesting to have a consistent event happening or like a consistent threat happening. But from an inner universe section of like, I am a person who lives in this universe of superpowered people and I do not have powers. I was not
I'm
blessed.
dead.
Right.
I'm dead.
If zombies, then extraterrestrials, then planet imploding, then gods come down from another universe. The people that I've put my trust in for the last umpteenth years actually have evil versions of themselves, and now they're invading our planet and trying to kill all of us to take over us. Um,
I'm dead.
um, actually actually everything in this planet is a lie because we are in a different timeline, and our other timeline disappeared, not died, not exploded, disappeared.
And I'd rather cease to exist, honestly.
I feel
It
like
would be less painful.
I feel like suicide is a it's a reasonable out.
I meant when the world's vanished, not that.
I'm just saying, like,
It might drive me to it though.
I'm just saying that, like, if every day you woke up and like on your way to work, you walk outside and some large monster man just got slammed into your vehicle that you just got finished paying off, and then you go to work and they're like, hi, hey, yeah, by the way, I need you to pull extra hours because our other location basically imploded because of
And
some
so
blah,
now
blah,
is
blah,
a
blah,
work
blah.
for like and that's honestly that's what I need. You you know how Stephanie wrote those like cute web comics where it was just slice of life with the superheroes.
Yep.
I need a background slice of life, not of the superheroes. And this is something Lloyd and I have talked about before. This background of people who live in universes with superheroes, but they're just
hmm
everyday people. I
how
need to
how do
know about your
you
insurance policies. I need to know about work. I need to know, how days off work. I need to know what happens
right,
when the other location implodes and now there's an employee shortage. Do you have to work overtime? Do you get paid
right.
time and a half? Are
Do
you
you
okay?
get untimely death and dismemberment insurance? Does it
Insurance.
is that like
Does your insurance cover therapy? Because I know you need it.
I know you
I
need it.
know you need it.
I
There's
know
too
you need
much happening.
there's
There's too much
too much.
happening in the real world and we can't handle it. I can't imagine these poor people in the superhero world.
Is there a safety net to protect these people? Hey yo, the people of Gotham, I know for a fact the people of Gotham are struggling.
At this point, I'm convinced anyone who's not rich in Gotham is somehow working in the underbelly because they don't have a choice.
hmm
And then, a certain psychopathic man in a cape comes and shoots their insurance premium up by breaking their arm and leg for trying to feed their children, and he pockets all the money because he owns the hospital and the bank and probably the insurance company too. I just
Um yeah.
just saying.
No, I agree. I agree. It's I really don't. I feel like I enjoy this idea of like specifically talking about Vixen again. I enjoy this idea that Vixen is very much a transparent character in the sense of like she was just like, I'm all of these things. I like fashion. I am a fashionista. I'm a
Right,
fashion designer, fashion mogul, fashion model.
right.
I like animals and gang animals, and then also I turn into or like I can possess the abilities of these animals, and I defeat the bad guys. I saved your grandma. I really enjoy I really enjoy that she has this kind of like this transparency to her, which for a lot of characters, especially in the DC universe, that's not really something that's afforded to them. Like a lot of the DC characters work really hard to kind of like uh maintain their secret identities. And I feel like Vixen is one of the handful of DC characters that doesn't have like a transparent kind of like character, because even like I think Marvel versus DC, right? A lot of Marvel characters, like everybody knows that Steve Rogers is Captain America. Everybody knows that Bruce Banner is the Hulk. A lot of people are aware that, like, even if you're not like, oh, I know, maybe I know Black Widow, but like a lot of people later down the line, you know, these characters aren't mythical, or like, or their secret identities are very much entwined with who they are as face characters as far as heroes go. But in the DC verse, we don't really get that, because even you know, even to this day, you know, we don't know, or we're supposed to believe that we don't know that Clark Kent is Superman. We're supposed to believe that no one has figured out that Bruce Banner is Batman, even though it's pretty like, okay, sure, whatever, maybe Bruce Banner, but the Clark Kent one never makes sense to me. So,
You know,
like,
it was funny when it comes to Bruce Wayne being Batman.
mm,
We literally had this discussion after we finished D&D the other day with our friends. Our friend Cam was like, "Hey, how does nobody know that Bruce Wayne is Batman? Like, who else is funding this?" And we were like, "You know, it's funny because it makes no sense, because literally a 12-year-old was able to figure it out.
mm-hmm,
A 12-year-old
mm-hmm,
was able to figure it out and was able to take the wheels off the Batmobile. And you're
mm-hmm,
telling me grown folks can't figure out
to
that
figure
Bruce
it out.
Wayne's rich? This is Batman? Come on.
Couldn't connect the dots. Never.
Y'all are ignoring this on purpose.
Absolutely. So that's
I'll
what I'm
let
just
you have
like.
the Clark stuff because, you know, he's Superman and he can do crazy things, you know? And I've seen people look different with versus without glasses.
I don't
Real
know.
people. I've seen real people have glasses on and not have glasses on, change their hair up a little bit and be like, "You're the same person? I didn't know that." And these are
Mm,
regular people who can't vibrate their face fast enough to make it look blurry. So I'll let him have it.
all right.
But only one person in Gotham can afford all the stuff Batman has.
Right.
Only one person.
Only
You're not
one
telling
person.
me you don't know.
Which is why I think it's really fun that Vixen kind of just is like, she's very transparent as a character. We don't have a lot of transparent characters like that in the DC verse. So it's that I feel that to be really cool about her. Um I feel, I guess the only like a question for you is, do you think it would be interesting if she had to kind of like hide her abilities, if she had kind of like the same uh superhero setup that a lot of other characters do, where like she had a secret identity and she had to upkeep that, so like her Vixen side and then her like fashion mogul side were kind of split up.
It could be interesting. And they did visit the duality of her trying to figure out who she is
Mm.
because of her. It was kind of like Us, which is something we visit in Soul too. That duality of, all right, I know I don't know who I am because I don't know much about my heritage.
Mm.
So in her case, it's like, you know, I knew my parents when I was young. They raised me up to a certain age before I came here and was, you know, adopted by an American couple. But
Mm.
I don't know. And so there was this split duality of who am I as Mari McCabe? And
Okay.
it lasted from before she became famous to after she became famous, and depending on continuity, you know how that goes.
Mhm.
Until finally she did go and kind of confront everything. And then was like, okay, yes, I am Marie McCabe, I am Vixen. Da da da. But it would be interesting if they were split. Because she used to wear a mask.
Yeah.
But it's like they did away with that almost immediately.
I guess, I mean, like, I don't know, I feel like, so talking just about like Vixen's appearance again, I feel like I don't know. I like her look. I won't say I don't like the way
It's
that she looks. That's not that's not really it. Um,
no, it's just
especially
very simple.
yeah,
It's
it's just like
cute and it's simple, and it doesn't reflect her and her heritage.
also I don't think it reflects her as a fashion designer, as like a a
A
fashion
fashionista.
and a fashionista. Like I am seeing I like the Return of the Lion cover with her and this lion. Like she definitely like
I love the
she
covers.
oh
That definitely gives fashion model that gives model shoot.
it definitely gives model shoot. And then like some of these covers for Vixen NYC, she definitely looks like she definitely
That was
looks
cute.
cool.
You'd like it.
Huh?
I said, by the way, that was cute. You would like it. It's a
Okay.
web comic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
it's a
definitely
web
have to tap
comic.
into
It's a
that.
completely separate universe thing that DC and Webtoon did together, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
actually very cute.
Okay.
You would actually enjoy that.
I'm gonna have to read it then. Um, the Vixen TV show, her fit in the Vixen TV show is kind of cute. But I will say it's one of the biggest DV. I know less about her in the Vixen TV show. She looks less. I don't even. She just looks cat like. So it's not really given. I don't know what that is, and I don't know. It's just
I did
she.
like the braids she had in the Suicide Squad.
Okay. Yeah, I see the Suicide Squad one. There's this one
Not sure
from
about the fit.
uh I can tell when Robert Liefeld draws anything because it just looks so much like he drew something. There's this version of Vixen where she has like this tiger cut out on the side on her yellow leotard with these teeth and these gold bangles on her arm. But again, I just all of these are cat. This is a lot of cat imagery for someone
I
who
think
has
it's
the entirety
because
of the
what she uses a lot, despite her name being Vixen, a lot of the stuff she uses when they showcase her is cats. She uses the cheetah speed a lot. She uses her claws a lot. Like I I love her. Name's cute because she is a foxy little vixen, but I truly
Mhm.
believe they wanted to name her Vixen because she's hot. And they drew her to be hot
and
and be a vixen.
like yeah, she a baddie. She knows she a 10. But
Oh,
also
she
like
does.
it's just not giving it's just not giving I am someone who can turn into a whole bunch of animals. Um I
Not to
feel
be
like
fair, Beast Boy is just green and wears a pink and black leotard.
yeah, but if it to
Now I know
Beast
she's a
Boy's
fashion
credit,
designer, but we want more.
right? And but to Beast Boy's credit, the yeah he's green and can morph, but that it works to his advantage because at that point I can just say he's a clean slate. He can turn into any character, and you
Yeah,
don't really have the expectation like other than like you could be like yeah he kind of looks like a goblin, but I mean like but once you kind of get the understanding of what the character is, he's more like a blank slate. For
yeah,
Vixen, she has this very cat like look. She has this very cat like all of her even like Vixen Return of the Lion, that's it's like it's an allusion to more like big cats. And I'm just like I would really like to see her in something that's not cat related. Like, you know, she's got the ability to she could be a hippo or an elephant or a giraffe. She could be an anteater or a kangaroo
yep.
or any other number of land creatures. She could be any sea creature at that point. She has
Yeah.
access to animal. She could be a whale or an orca
Funny
or
that
like
she used whale. Only because she used a whale to fight Aquaman.
I'm just saying like if I were Vixen and I had the entirety like because even back to her her OOG look, she had this like blue and yellow leotard with the cat mask.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused because baby girl's supposed to be able to turn into anything, and she just looks very specifically cat like, and I'm just like,
White
why
men
even give her access?
their reasonings around black women characters they created just so they could compete with Marvel.
Well, why not just because basically, I'm not saying she's a black Catwoman, but it's giving black Catwoman, and I just feel like Vixen seems like so much more of an in-depth character
I
than
mean,
Catwoman.
let's remember they don't even utilize her, so why would they worry about her look?
Ah, you're right. You're right.
And that's why I'm always mad and on my Vixen soapbox. Because she's underutilized, underappreciated by the company that owns her. And I truly believe, and people have said it, it's because they don't believe that she will sell. And I think that they are vastly underestimating the fan base here.
Mm-hmm.
People love Vixen. DC. People love Vixen. We love her so much that we really, really hope that there's a movie coming. Or at least that she'll be in a movie. She needs a solo movie. And we have put together a list of people we think would do a really good job, or at least a semi good job, or at least have the look to play her if there was a live action version.
I'm ready for this.
And I'm gonna
Yes.
let you go first because I want to
Oh
know what you
no, don't put me on the spot.
but
Don't
we
put
put
me
on
on the spot
the list.
because I don't have a great list. I don't
Okay.
have a great list. I have like I have a handful of people that came to mind. So like the first person that came to my head when I was like fashionista, hot, but like clearly intelligent, clearly capable of like taking over the world is Coco Jones. Um, Coco Jones is someone who's kind of been coming up as an actress over
She
time.
really
I
has.
know that she was really popular in 2020's Vampires versus the Bronx. Um, Also, I'm almost certain that Coco Jones is a vocalist. I'm
Yes, very
almost
much
certain
so.
she's a vocalist. And
Very
that
much
girl
so.
can sing. That girl can sing,
That
sing,
girl
sing.
can sing.
That girl can sing. Oh my gosh, she's so good. I think Coco Jones, and also I'm almost certain she was in that Fresh Prince of Bel Air TV show that
I
came
still
out.
haven't seen it, so I do not know.
I want to say that's
Again,
her.
not intentionally. I just have so much to watch that some things fall
Yes.
through the cracks.
But I really like. I think that Coco Jones could pull off Vixen. I think she is statuesque and really pretty, and has this kind of like she just has this because she just has a very good command of the TV screen. So
She does.
I immediately was like, ah, Coco Jones. I feel like she'd eat.
I
Um,
typed in Coco Jones and then I typed in F and Fresh Prince of Bel Air immediately autofilled. So I'm going to assume that means yes.
okay, yes, when she was in,
Thank you.
she was Hillary
She was
in
Hillary.
the
I was like,
yeah,
I
she was
feel like
Hillary
her
in the
name.
Bel Air series. That's what I thought. I figured
Okay.
that was her. She did a really good job as Hillary. I really liked her in that.
I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly.
That
Okay.
was my first introduction to Coco Jones. Actually, I didn't even know. Someone was like, "Oh, have you seen Vampires versus the Bronx?" And then I watched that, and she was good in that too. Um, so I think,
I I was following her in her music days
mhm.
more so. I've more so followed her music. So I know her mostly from that, but I have seen her do I've seen mostly clips, but I've seen her do stuff. And I did look at her as an
um,
option, but I was like, I don't know. Maybe, yes, nah, maybe. She's a good actress though. She could pull it off.
very good
But
actress.
I'm looking at this other picture and I'm like, oh hell yeah. Uh,
Oh yeah, I think
it's this,
the
the picture
deepness.
that comes in when you type Cook. I was like, let me just look at her again. The picture that comes in when you type her name,
Mhm.
baby,
Yes, absolutely.
baby.
Another cut. She's a little bit on the fair skin side, but Vixen kind of has like inconsistency in her skin tone.
She
So I'm
very
not
much
really
does.
basing. I'm not basing this on skin tone. I'm basing this really on like overall fashionista ness, and then like their ability to act more than just their overall look. And someone who I just feel like no one cares about anymore, but the baby girl stays deep in my heart. Monique Coleman, aka Baby Girl from High School Musical, the black girl from High School Musical.
Huh.
And now hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm always here to hear out. I'm always here to hear out. She definitely has that stern
Yes,
face. Yeah,
she has the face. She's statuesque. I know she's done some Broadway stuff, but if you look
she
at
has.
like her her photography, like anytime like she does a photo shoot, she gives fashionista. She's
Yeah.
very much fashion forward. Also, she was in, I want to say, what is the show? Yes, she was in something else. I just could not remember what it was. She was in another TV show, and I immediately was like, that's my girl. I love
I
her.
watch a lot of
And
TV
she did a good job.
shows.
So she was in something recently, and I was like, she's good. I'm glad that she's getting back into acting. I feel like she's just, I wouldn't say enough, but I will say she's just there enough to where people it would be really nice for people to be like, oh my god, she's so cool. I didn't think that this is something that she would be in. And I also think that she's a brilliant actress. So I feel like I really like her as well. The last one off top of my head that I feel like would be good would be Nicole Galacia, I believe is how you pronounce her name, Nicole Galacia.
Hmm.
She was the wife. She was Sheba in Django Unchained. She was what's the man's name? She was Jamie Foxx's wife.
Wife.
Hmm. And I
Hmm.
just really enjoyed her in all of Django Unchained. I feel like she's so good. She's such a good actress. Just from that alone. She was also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and she did a really good job there too. So those are some of
Okay.
my picks.
I have to
She's
look her up
also
now.
has this like very model-esque face that I think would play nice with Vixen.
She does have a modelly face. I will say that. I'm not sure what the age range I'm looking for is, though. Black don't crack. Um, so I didn't even really go fashionista because I feel like the right actors can pull fashionista.
Okay.
So I more thought, all right, who do I think kind of has the right look and is also an actress I like? So I think to get her out the way, Megalyn Echikuwoke, she's a Nigerian
Mm.
actress. She's the one who played Vixen in the Arrowverse and did several voices for Vixen. I hold nothing against what she did, even though I didn't really watch the Arrowverse. I've seen clips and I think it was straight. She had the look. It was cool. But I'm going to steal one of your Storm castings
Mm.
and say Tiana Paris, I think, could definitely pull that off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's got a nice figure. She's already got the what's that word? She has the experience now already of doing superheroes and fights and stuff. And so now she's got that under her belt. She definitely, I think, can pull off the attitude. She can pull off the Vixen esque like stature and persona and all of that. And she's a really good actress.
She's just currently playing Proton. Proton? Proton?
Yeah.
Proton. She's just
But
currently.
since that's Marvel, lots of
Mm.
people cross over. I was like, hey, y'all love sharing actors apparently.
Apparently.
So let's go ahead and get her on both sides of the fence.
Give my girl some money. She deserves it. She's such a great actress. I
She is
agree.
really. And I think she needs to be in a lot more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can get her in the Vixen, then I'm down with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. So then I also had another African actress, which is Azizi Tesfaye. She
Okay.
played Guardian in the Supergirl show.
Okay.
Again, I didn't watch Supergirl. I really miss out on a lot of those CW shows. I started a lot of them and then didn't finish them.
Valid.
I started Flash, I started Green Arrow, I started Supergirl. I probably got the furthest in Green Arrow.
Oh, I think I finished. I finally finished Flash against my will. My little brother made me watch it.
that tracks. And honestly, Flash and Green Arrow, Flash, Green Arrow, and Black Lightning, I would have finished. I just haven't been able to. And I don't know if they're still on
Black
Netflix.
Lightning, if it would have actually finished, because I don't even think Black Lightning got.
um yeah, so I
Got the
think she's
opportunity.
good. From what I've seen, she's good. And she's got that, again, she's got that statuesque. As Guardian, she was this tall, very slim, and she had to do the fighting scenes, and she has a voice that's pretty commanding.
Oh, I like that.
So I was like, that's really cool. I have 6, by the way.
Okay, okay.
I was like, ooh, and ooh, and ooh. Um, Another one was Sonequa Martin Green.
Hmm.
So I think
Yes.
most people probably know her from Walking Dead at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But she's been on so many shows, and I mean, actually, you know what? No, if any, either you know her from Walking Dead or you know her from Star Trek.
I know her from Walking Dead. Sonequa is amazing. I still remember seeing her for the first time. She's an incredible, incredible actress.
Yeah, when she first, I'm not gonna lie, when she first showed up, I was like, oh no, she's so great. Oh, she's gonna
Oh,
die because
right.
I read the comic, and I
Yes.
know her character and the character of her brother, and I was like, oh dang, and that's one of the characters that was adapted that I was like, oh, I love how they changed this because she lasted so long.
Mm-hmm. She did.
I was
She
very
did.
happy for that. Like, yay, look at this. We have 3 black characters in the show at one time. Never get that.
Actually, we got up to in The Walking Dead. I think we had almost 4 alive at the same time because
Yeah. When the latter
we had
seasons, yeah, the
mhm,
important characters, we did get
4.
like
We had
4.
4 or 5 because I don't know. I don't know if Gabriel is black or not, but I'm calling him.
Gabriel, talking about Father Gabriel, he was black.
I don't know. He kind of he gave Afro Latino. I'm not saying he's not black, but sometimes depending on the Afro
Interesting.
Latino person,
Well, I know
they don't.
in the comic he was black. I'm pretty sure in the show he was black, and I'm very like 98% certain, if I remember correctly, the actor is black.
Okay, because sometimes, no,
Yeah,
no offense to anybody. Sometimes Afro Latino people, I'm like, you got enough melanation for me, but
right.
sometimes on their end,
Sometimes
they're
they
just
don't
like
see it.
they don't want to claim it, and that's fine. That's their prerogative. I'm not here to force anybody, but
All
I'm
I'm gonna
just
say
saying.
is when the man sees you, he's still gonna call you. But
But I just wasn't sure. I don't want to misidentify anybody who wasn't claiming it.
that's
So
fair.
you
But
know,
if I recall correctly, I've also seen him in other stuff.
okay,
I'm fairly certain he is a black man, and he
okay,
considers himself a black man.
dope.
If I'm wrong, and someone
Glad to see.
correct me, I will take it with grace. We admit our mistakes here. But yeah, but yes, Sonequa Martin Green, my girl.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
yours
cool.
is my last one that I'm very like yes on is actually mentioned as I was rewatching some Vixen videos, and Word Without Fear mentioned a really good casting choice that I'm really for. If you know the comedian Zainab Johnson, she is a comedian and actress. First off, she's hilarious. She was a finalist on Last Comic Standing and is in several TV shows.
Exciting.
She is a really, really good choice. And I have to give this to Blurred Without Fear for him throwing her in there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even thought about it. But I am completely and 100% in agreement. And this is an old video of his. It's got to be like 2-3 years old that I happened to stumble across while I was refreshing myself in my Vixen lore. Just because I knew I was working on a fan comic and I felt like I needed to get back in Vixen mode and remember everything. I went back and watched a bunch of videos, reread some of the comics and all that stuff. And I can't argue with that. She's definitely, she's got the stature, she's got the acting chops, she's got the face. And it would be a really good and different role for her. And I very much believe she could pull it off.
Okay, I'm excited. I gonna have to look them up and check her out because I'm excited to see. I always think that comedians, um, especially a really talented comedian, can do so much. Because I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes people think comedians can only do very specific roles, but I
I
found
mean, to be
oftentimes
fair, some there are some
yes,
comedians that should have stuck to comedy.
there are some comedians who definitely cannot pull other types of.
at all.
But I will say I have been it more than once. I've been pleasantly surprised seeing a comedian doing a more serious or dramatic role.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like the most recent time I finally watched Uncut Gems by with Adam Sandler, and
Ah,
I was like, ah, so this man purposefully makes bad movies
right.
because
At
he's
this,
such
I actually wholeheartedly believe he does it on purpose because
a,
it's a joke to him at this point, and he knows he could do whatever he wants.
and he just makes so much money. I was like, oh, so you just purposefully make
It's
bad
like he
movies
got the
because
money to waste. Why not?
but
They will pay. They will
it's
come.
valid,
He's not wrong. I'm not going.
right?
To be fair, re-watching some of his older movies, I realized, oh, your movies have actually always been bad.
Yeah,
Um,
always.
I'm like, I
Actually,
can't
always.
rewatch Little Nicky. That movie is trash. Like, I used to love that movie. That movie is trash.
A lot of Adam Sandler movies kind of just make me go,
It
that
don't
was a
age well.
movie. That was a movie I watched.
It was a movie I watched.
That was a movie I watched. But
Less
I'm
messy.
really excited to see another a comedian, especially a black woman comedian, take on a more serious role. That sounds really fun for me.
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
yeah. No, I think she can do it. But as my battery is trying to kill me here, my last one is one I'm actually hesitant on, but I think she has a good look. She's younger
Okay.
um, than most of the people on this list, and it would be nice to have a younger. Which, granted, I feel like most of the rest of the people I listed can pull off younger and then grow up into the role because, you know. Um, but Aijana Alexis, she was on BMF, which I don't watch. She was on that movie Real Love, which adapts Mary J. Blige's song Real Love. And where I've seen her, she was young Melinda on Acrimony. And
Acrimony was a terrible movie.
I've only seen the movie once. I enjoyed the movie. It was terrible, not because it was bad, but because it was terrible. Everyone was terrible. Everything was terrible, but everyone did a good job at being terrible.
Uh,
And if I can remember correctly, because I literally saw it in the movies when it came out and haven't seen it again since, um, if I remember correctly, she did a really good job. I don't. Real Love was a corny movie, but you know how those be. And I don't watch BMF and BMF adjacent shows like at all, so I can't speak to that. But the one role I know her in, she did good, and I think she's younger. She has the look. She can grow up with the role if they decide to continue on. And so that is a person. She's not a character. She's an actress and a human being. That is an actress that I think I definitely can see it. I'm on the fence about it, but I can see it.
I feel like that's a it's really crazy because a lot of our I wish I knew more like lesser known actresses simply
Same.
because a lot of the actresses that we're mentioning right now are pretty well into their career.
Yeah.
I feel like finding an actress who's done a few minor roles and allowing them to elevate into something like a Vixen because
It's
I feel like
also
Vixen is
yeah.
kind of like it would definitely be a role that would be it would be a chance. Let's say it would be a risk. It would be a very risky role. It definitely would have the ability to either elevate your career if you pull it off, or it could crash your career if for whatever reason, even if the actress was pulled it off, but the studio didn't really execute and deliver on what it was supposed to deliver on for the movie.
Right.
So I feel like I'm excited. I'm excited to see.
Yeah. And that, of course, to be fair, for me, honestly, is always I'm always going to be on board with that as long as you find a good person, uplift new talent. I hate when like indie people or people with smaller studios are like, yeah, we're gonna do it, or when I'm just leave it at what I said. When they're like, yeah, we're gonna do a movie for this and that, and we want to have an open call and we want to bring in newer actors, and then they go and they get the big actors. It's like, well, screw us who still didn't get the chance to at least try. We need chances too. We're still trying to get there, and we can't if you won't give us a chance.
Well,
So that's why I have my fan castings, but I am always open to new talent because as an actress, I think we all deserve the chance.
absolutely, absolutely.
I'm gonna do the Black Women Comics fact of the day.
Black woman fact of the day.
Yes. So Cheryl Lynn Eaton. She's a former comic shop blah, blah. She's a former comic shop clerk. She's also a former pop culture. I don't know what that is right there. That was right. Like what? Anyway, she's also a former pop culture columnist, a reporter, and activist, and she founded the Orms Society, named after Jackie Orms, obviously, in 2007, where she wanted to help support Black women and the fans in the comic industry.
Whoop, whoop.
And I
Shout
think
out
that
to
was really
you, Black
cool. And
woman.
I'm mad that I only heard about that recently. And so I will be hyper fixating on everything about it for the next week.
Valid, valid as you should.
Yeah. But of course, it's our Black History Month. It is Black History Month. Not by the time
Yeah.
that was our Women's History Month fact.
Women's History
It will
Month.
be Women's History Month by the time this episode drops.
Whoop, whoop,
So
whoop.
that was our Black Women in Comics Women's History Month fact of the day. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And we will see you out with our exit strategy. What are we losing a job here? Ty!
No, my exit strategy. My eggs. Oh gosh, eggs and strategy. Eggs and steak.
We're gonna let you know where you can find us.
Yeah, it's Black and Culture. That's BLAQUE, the letter NKULTURE, everywhere. You can Google me. But predominantly I am on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and please support my Ko-fi. That's where I make a whole bunch of released stuff. Yes, stuff. Catch me there.
Go on that Ko-fi. Especially if you like the spicy stuff.
I am working on a spicy project. A very spicy project.
All right. Well, I was even talking about like our last couple episodes where the uncut uncut version will be on the there because yeah. But also you can find me as Midnight Comics everywhere as Midnight X Comics except for YouTube and Facebook where we're Midnight Comics and Blue Sky, I guess. We don't use it. For all things Midnight Comics, you can also find me everywhere as official _ Tashi J, except for Facebook and YouTube, where I am just Tashi J 89. That's TOSHI 89. And of course, if you like Broadway stuff, that's where you would like to follow me for Broadway and theater things. I have been doing a series and I have been doing a good job of keeping up with my stuff. Maybe by the time you see this, maybe I'll fallen off. Maybe I won't have. Who knows? I don't. So anyway, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Melanin Minds. And we will see you guys next week. Do not forget that even the smallest flame can make, even the smallest spark can make a big flame. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bitch, I'm proud.